In today's video, I'm going to show you a brand new air conditioner that will literally blow you away. Now, I'm not talking about this one, it's just a regular window air conditioner. But what about a portable air conditioner you can take with you? Now, you can certainly get one of these floor models, but these things are big. They're not going to work well in a van, and they might do an okay job in a room, but you're never going to be able to take it camping or any place else. But what you're looking at here is going to change all that. This is the world's most powerful portable air conditioner. It's made by EcoFlow and it's called the Wave. And this isn't anything like those pieces of junk you've seen on Facebook. It's not a swamp cooler or uses any type of ice. This is a real air conditioner in a micro-sized package. It weighs just over 38 pounds, which means that most people are going to be able to carry this anywhere they need it. Now, you might be wondering, why do you even need a portable air conditioner? Well, many people want to use these in places like vans, boats, or you can even use this one in a small room. And unlike those portables that have to roll around on the floor, this one's small enough so you can put it on a counter, even the seat in your car. And I am going to show you how this unit works and the features, but the most important part of this video is a real test. We're going to stick this thing in a super hot van and see if it can actually cool the air. The other unique feature about this air conditioner is how you can power it. You can plug this right into your wall outlet 120 volts, but you can also connect it up to a battery that snaps right into the bottom of the unit. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have that battery for the test, so I'm going to show how it works while it's plugged into the wall. You've got the connection kit that's included. You could just use this air conditioner as it is. You could stand in front of it and it would blow cold air in you, but if you're going to use it in any type of a room or vehicle, you've got to snap this bracket on the back, and now you can connect those two hoses. For most installations, you're just going to let that cold air blow out the front, but if you want to concentrate it or direct it somewhere specific, you can snap on this included bracket, and then you can point the air exactly where you want, even someplace like around a corner. Here I'm going to test the unit outside. It's really hot, and I'm going to power it off of my EcoFlow Delta Pro. Now, this is not a proprietary connection, just plugged into a regular AC outlet. I also wanted to monitor the temperature. This is a pretty extreme environment because the sun is beating right on the unit. You can see on my outside thermometer, it's about 78 degrees out, and the sun was pretty much cooking all this stuff. But I also wanted to see the difference in the temperature. Within less than 5 minutes, the air coming out of this thing was already 63 degrees. Now, the sun was rising in the sky. You can see my temperature was already hitting about 81. So this is a pretty hot day, and even in the direct sun, this unit was still continuing to pump out cold air. Now, when I measured the sound on my phone, I was getting about 52 decibels. Another pretty amazing feature is the amount of air that's blowing out of such a small unit. Standing about 10 feet away, I could still feel that airflow on my hand. After less than 10 minutes, this thing was already putting out 59-degree air. But I also wanted to check the exhaust temperature, so I put the probe in the back, and you see this thing was cooking out about 108 degrees. So it's really providing a lot of cold air and getting rid of the heat. During the testing, I also monitored the power consumption. This one was using about 550 watts, and they rated around 600, so you're probably going to see a variance as the unit kicks on and off. You also want to be aware that there's a hose connection on the bottom. Now, this is for water drainage because all air conditioners are going to remove humidity. That's a big part of what they do, but you don't necessarily have to connect this hose. It's able to kind of spit out the humidity in the exhaust of the air. That means for most people, you don't even need to connect that drain hose. If your outside humidity is higher than 70%, you'll want to leave that hose connected, but if it's under that, you may not even need it at all. And if you have no idea what that outside humidity is, don't worry about it. Even if you leave that hose disconnected, the unit has a sensor inside, so if the water level gets too high, it'll safely shut the unit off. It's not going to spill anything. You can connect the hose up and keep using your air conditioner. And now for the real test. This is a Winnebago Revel. This is my friend's RV, and this thing is absolutely awesome. Now, this one has a built-in air conditioner, so of course he's not going to need it, but I'm going to use it for the test. It's already really hot inside this van. It's 94 degrees and the sun is beating on the outside. So you can install these in a number of different ways, but if you just want to cool off a space quickly, do what you can to get the thing hooked up. So here I'm going to open up a side window, snap that bracket on the back, and connect the two hoses. But it's definitely over 70% humidity here, so I'm also going to connect up that hose. So you're going to want to think about gravity, and you can see that that hose was going to be a little bit too low. So I just put a box under the unit, and now that hose could drain out freely, and all I needed to do was seal up that space around the window. Now, if this is going to be a permanent installation, you could laser cut a piece of foam board or do something fancy. I just stuffed some jackets and towels in, and this is certainly going to do the trick. I also ended up taking the exhaust hose off because I didn't really need it. It could fire straight out, and that bottom hose, which is the intake, had no problem at all pulling air in. I turned the unit on, closed all the doors, but I still left all those blinds open, and that's certainly not going to be good for efficiency. If you're using this for real, you're going to want to try to reduce the amount of sunlight you have, try to park in the shade, but this was going to be the worst test possible to see if this thing was actually capable of cooling down a space.
All right, just close it out.
And after just 30 minutes, the temperature inside is now at 86 degrees. Remember, this is the middle of the day and the temperature outside was climbing. This is an excellent result. I have never tested a portable air conditioner that could even bring the temperature down just 5 degrees. I don't want to say the brand of the other company, but the one I used last year I put in my Toyota Tacoma, and that vehicle is tiny compared to one of these Mercedes Sprinters. This thing is huge inside. It might not look it, but there's a lot of space and it is hot. And another 30 minutes later, the temperature is now 81 degrees. So this is continuing to do a great job. Now here's the thing about portable air conditioning. It's not always going to look good. This install looks like crap, but the inside of the van is cool, and that's what matters the most. If you want to kind of build this thing in, there's certainly a whole bunch of things you could do by doing a better job with the install. Now the air conditioner performance is the #1 reason you want to buy this thing, but they haven't cheaped out on features. You can even control this thing with an app. Program high and low temperatures, set timers, and pretty much control anything you want. But additionally, they've got this front control panel and it's easy to use. Just turn the dial and the fan speed goes up or down. It shows you the current temperature settings, and you've also got some easy buttons on top. This is how you turn the thing on and off. It's got the timer button there as well. Now that's going to work out great in a vehicle if you just want to run it for, say, a certain number of hours. Now even though this portable air conditioner is pretty amazing, it does have one downfall, and that's the price. These are not as cheap as a window air conditioner, but they are doing pre-orders on these right now, so you can save some money. And the reality is, this is the only unit on the market today that you can carry with you that truly has this kind of performance. There is nothing else that even comes close. Nobody really likes to be hot, and if you can get cool, especially in a small space like this, this is definitely a unit to consider. Hope you enjoyed seeing this unit in detail, the test, and if you did, please check out the link below if you want to get more information or the pricing.